This course will be divided into several modules, of course, some longer or shorter than others. In the first module, I'm going to jump right in and give you a full demo of the case study application that I'm going to be developing. This is going to be a car rental system. The reason I chose a car rental system is because I wanted an application that merited having more than one type of UI. And a car rental system usually has a web UI that the customer is exposed to, and it has a desktop UI that the employee behind the car rental desk is exposed to. And we're going to be developing both of these. The second module is going to describe service-oriented architecture and service-oriented applications, as well as the technologies that it uses or that are used commonly with it. I'll be talking about how software development has evolved into service orientation, what makes service orientation different and so accepted in the industry. I'll also be talking about the technologies that I'm going to be using in the development of this application. In the third module, I'll be going through the architecture of the car rental system, the use cases and goals of what the application should do, and also the layering and why it's layered the way it is, and what the design goals are in the application, or should I say in the architecture of the application. In the next module, I'll be developing the entities used throughout the application. There's two sets of entities here. There's the business side of the wire entities and the client side of the wire entities. I'm going to be describing in detail both of these sets, why they're different, why they exist as two different sets to begin with, and we'll be developing them from beginning to end. The next module is all about data, starting with the database and into data access. This actually signifies the beginning of the business side of the wire. And I'm going to be showing you how I write the data access layer, why I do it the way I do, using repository and abstract factory patterns. I'll describe all of it in detail, and in fact, I'll be developing all of it from scratch. And this is where you're also going to see dependency injection starting to appear. The next module is going to be about WCF services and, when necessary, some business engines or business objects. I'm going to go through the design and development of WCF services along with all the patterns that I use when I develop them, including, like I said earlier, dependency injection patterns. I'll also be securing this layer, which means I will be adding security to it in a number of ways. I don't only want to secure against usage of the service operations, but I also want to secure against the data that's attempted to be retrieved to make sure it's the proper person trying to retrieve the right type of data. I'll also be introducing unit testing into this module to show you how to unit test WCF services. The next module will be a pretty short one. It involves service hosting. I'll be showing you how I host these services, but also talking about other options and other alternatives that are available to us regarding service hosting. This module signifies the end of the business side of the wire, meaning all of the code that I've developed from the beginning of the course to this point in time can stand on its own, no matter what client it's going to service. So next, we're going to move into the client side of the wire. And we're going to jump right in there by developing the service access layer, or as it's more commonly known as the proxy layer. And once again, I'll be incorporating dependency injection while I'm doing it. Once the proxy layers are done, then I can jump right in and start developing the user interfaces. The first user interface that I'll be developing is going to be the website, and I'll be using several technologies for this, including ASP.NET MVC, AngularJS, and Bootstrap for some CSS work. This will also incorporate user authentication, so you'll see security at this level. You'll also see a combination of SPA or SPA, single page application style, in combination with non-SPA. I'll get into more detail during that module, but you're going to see SPA and non-SPA work together. I'll also be using Web API and jQuery along with several patterns and techniques that'll help me with code reuse and also enable testability. The last module brings us into the desktop application, which I'll be developing using WPF. As with any WPF application, or at least any well-written WPF application, I'll be incorporating the MVVM pattern, or model view view model, as well as more dependency injection. In this module, I'll also be adding an abstract factory pattern to the proxy layer developed earlier, and this is going to help me solve a problem that I'll describe during this module.